Eurobike 2024 day 2. We saw loads of amazing tech yesterday. We've got fans everywhere. Let's go and find some more great tech. We're here at Manitou and they've got a brand new fork. But actually, it's not just a brand new fork. It's a brand new fork, lockout lever, rear shock, and an XC dropper as well, with a dedicated dropper lever as well. So loads of really cool tech. So it's the R8, which is the R has been the race product for a long time. It's available in 80, 100 and 120. It uses the Dorado air spring, so a kind of proven technology. So as you'd imagine on a Manitou fork, it's got the rear facing arch, which Manitou have done for, well, ages. I think the Mach 5, so probably their 5th fork, which came out, I want to say, ooh, maybe the early 2000s had it. Why do they have it? It means you can make a lighter, stiffer fork. It's clever tech. And on here, it is very light. We've got extra cutouts to save even more weight. We've got some mounts for fenders too, which is a really nice feature. And external cable routing on it, so nice, simple features. Really nice and light. There's also some cutouts around the dropout as well. It's impressively light for, well, potentially a 120 fork. So a really good build option for a downcountry bike. Okay, Manitou already do a dropper that's got lots and lots of drop, for want of a better word, but this Jack SL is only 80 mil, so it's a really short one, perfect for, well, XC bikes, whether they be full suspension or even rigid bikes perhaps. So lots of nice details. So the rear shock is the Mara Pro. It's the second generation of it, and it's got, well, this one's got eyelet and eyelet, but it does have a trunnion mount as well. Interestingly, it does have a remote lockout lever setup. So for a lot of XC and marathon pros, they want to have that lockout feature for any tarmac sections. And with this setup, they can. They've got a dedicated lever. It's called the Juice and Ace, and it allows you to have both the dropper and the lockout all in one lever. It's really clever stuff. Okay, we're on the Scott stand, and they've got some beautiful bikes, some really amazing bikes. But the crowd, we've had to kind of push them back a little bit because they've been gathering around here as like sort of bees to honey. These are incredible and so diverse builds. These are both by, well, the wonder or the confusement that is Dangerholm. So what have we got here? We've got a bizarre mix of retro bike. We've got a sort of like triplane, biplane fork with leather bumper. We've got cable pull brakes with wonderful pull clampers, but with, yeah, that's a saw blade instead of a disc rotor. We've then got kind of a wonderful artisanal old school bottle. We've got really sharp, as I almost cut my elbow on them, flat pedals. But we've then got electronic drivetrain and, oh yeah, actually, this is an e-bike as well. Yeah, there's so much going on. Thankfully, it's got a Brook saddle, so we know where we're at on that. All good. So, converse build, the very opposite, is a Spark RC that is just dripping in tech. If you've even dreamt of having a high-tech bike, well, I think Dangerholm has gone above and beyond on this one. It's like a super futuristic version of the Spark RC. So it's got lots of ceramic speed stuff on it. It's got lots of high-end SRAM stuff, so it's got a full flight attendant build in it. 5 dev cranks. There's so much going on. Yeah, let us know what your favourites are. Right, I'm in awe. It's Calvin Jones. Literally, he's written the book on how to be a bike mechanic. It's very, very good. And we're here at Part Tool, legendary tool builders for bicycles, for Aeons, and you've got new tools.
We've got new tools, and especially some of the mountain biker tools. Let's see, mountain bikers, what do we need? Of course we need a new bottle opener. It's not your lightweight roadie bottle opener. This is for your mountain bikers only. That's for you. Let's move on down the line. New heavy-duty chain tool. You're driving pins all day. You're going to want this one. It pins the KP pin. Mountain bikers, we don't do that, do we? No. But we still can work on all the chains. Let's move on down. Here, mountain bikers, you got to have it. It's new, it's simple, but it's the new Schwalbe Maven mineral bleeding edge. You don't want to mix up the two. This is a 5 millimeter, the DOT is a 4. You gotta have it because you gotta have the Maven. And gotta have it, the new fork tool, cap tool. It is all 6 sides on a cube. All the popular brands are here. That unscrews your air cap that's getting stuck. It is noise, as they say. And we have over here the new La Bamba, the new pump with the new pump head Schrader, press all in one. That's what we got from Park Tool.
PT stand here at Eurobike. Pride of place is this wonderful Stella Artois bike. Oh wait, hang on, sorry. Santa Cruz bike. This is Petey's bike. It's Stella themed, I think for his 50th, because, well, when the big man's won lots and lots of races and is still rad and super fast, well, you can have what he wants, can't he? Lots of nice little features on here. So you've got the Petey's valve. We use those. They are awesome. Petey's grips, which are kind of newerish out. Really interesting tech on those. And yeah, lots of nice little custom features, including a bash guard with his name on. I think that's a sign of you've made it, isn't it? We're here on Crankbrothers, and we've got a really cool tool. The way that their pedals are set up is slightly differently, and they rely on kind of like sole to pedal sort of interface to work perfectly. And to optimize that fit, they've got a really cool little tool. It's really useful. It's not just for Crankbrothers tools either. You can use it for time pedals and Shimano as well to help set up the cleat. So it's a visual guide to make sure that you're setting your cleats in the same place, left to right, or if you're tweaking them slightly differently. So it's a really handy tool like that. And the indicators on the side are actually dual purpose. So it's not just a visual guide, but you can use them as a shim guide for the Crankbrothers pedals and shoes to make sure that they fit is perfect. Okay, more new stuff on the Crankbrothers stand. We've got the Stamp 1 Generation 2, so V2. So this is their kind of resin or composite pedal. Interestingly, even though it's kind of an entry-level pedal, it still comes in 2 sizes. And now, launched, I think today, we've got 2 new colours. We've got this really nice sagey green, and then we've got this sand. I do think they're awesome. Really fun pedal. TPU tubes aren't new, but these Aeron ones are, and they're coming in at some super, I would say, hyper lightweights, from 42 grams for some mountain bike ones, but up to 81 as well. Lots of nice features. So textured valves, really reinforced valve points on the tube itself. Obviously they wrap up really teeny tiny. Lots of innovation because these are layered TPU tubes. So it's not just one piece, but multi-layers. So they're offering a lot of advantages. This bike by Dangerholm for trick stuff is sub 6 kilos. Yeah, 6 kilos. I've worked on some really light race bikes in my time, and I remember working on a sub-6 triathlon bike. Okay, it was like a road bike, and at the time, it was insanely cutting edge. This is a proper mountain bike. We've got proper fat tyres, although Dangerholm said he'd probably switch to a more robust tyre for his daily driver, but we've got 100mm fork on there, we've got incredibly powerful brakes, and a full drivetrain, and this is sub-6. It's mind-blowing, I've got to say. Dangerholm has really gone to town. Trick Stuff have helped him out with the Piccolo, which is their smallest and lightest brake, but they do say, whilst it's small and light, it still packs in the power. Why? Because they've done their maths on hydraulic ratios, that's how. So smaller piston at the lever end, but then a massive piston at the caliper end, and it means that they're going to be really punchy brakes. So super light, but very powerful. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Standards are always changing, but we'll always have Presta and Schrader. Well, actually, Schwalbe are going to try and change that, and for good reason. They've worked with an inventor and developed a completely new system, but don't worry, it is actually compatible with loads of standards out there. It's compatible with both Presta and Schrader valves, and even Dunlop. So if you think way, way back, what made the Velocipede a bike was the fact that you could float on air and have inflatable tyres. And that's what Dunlop did many, 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 many years ago. And we haven't really evolved sort of valves that well. So this system is all about having a really easy system. So it's really low pressure to mount, but it can go up to 10 bar easily without blowing off. Really clever system. Upgradable so that you don't have to change your valves at all. It threads into Presta, and it can thread into as an adapter on top of Schrader. So yeah, interesting system. What are your thoughts about a new tubeless valve standard? So as well as being super easy, as in terms of putting the valve onto the valve from your pump, it also improves airflow by about 50%, so it should be good for tubeless. Other nice little feature is it's got a little ball bearing in the valve head, or the pump head section. So it clips on really nice and easily, which is, I guess, the main job of any valve, but these ones are really soft and light. So you can get an adapter for your pump at home, whether that be just to plug in your current valve head, or you can replace the hose. Lots of options there. A really easy system. Interesting. Okay, Topeak has made this awesome travel case, the Pat Go, for quite a while. And to be honest, I've always just fanged after one. I've really wanted one for a long time, but they haven't done a mountain bike one until now. So now we've got the Pat Go EX Plus, and it works not just for cross country, but also enduro bikes. Effectively, you've got these nice harder shell, clamshell construction. One side for your wheels, one side for the frame. You've got straps inside to make sure that none of those two parts will meet. Lots of padding, lots of frame protection, high density foam pads that you strap on in place. Looks like a really, really nice option. As you probably know, because I've witted on it about it a lot, I used to be a race mechanic, and one of the things that I really used to love was the prep station. So it's Topeak's tool station. It's got wheels on it so you can roll it pretty much anywhere, and they're not itty bitty wheels, they're nice big chunky wheels so they can even cope with a bit of gravel. This one is the prep station team issue, and it's packed with loads of new cool tools from Topeak. Okay, lots of tools in here, but some new cool additions. This one actually genuinely blew me away. So this isn't a reaction now, but I was genuinely speechless. This is the Nano Shock pump, and it's teeny tiny and ridiculously light. It's super impressive. And I think it's one of those ones where you don't need to be without a shock pump to play around with pressure ever again. Super light, you can fit it literally into a kind of cargo short or a jersey pocket, so you can take a shock pump with you wherever you go. You can set sag really easily and play around with it. And you might wonder, oh, but I like setting pressure. Topeak have got you covered there as well. Got a really cool little gauge here that works for shock pressures and also for tyre pressure. So it only goes up to 160, so some shocks might be too high. What's really nice about this product is it also works as a CO2 booster. So it works with a CO2 cartridge. You can thread it in the bottom, and then you can actually inflate with the CO2 cartridge, but to pressure. Often the CO2 cartridges from some other brands, well, it's just all inflation. You've got no idea what pressure, and you've no idea how much kind of pressure you've got left to put in. But with this, you'll know. We're here at Camelbak, and they've got a new backpack for us. Well, not just for us, but for you as well. It's the Hog 20. So you've got 17 litres of capacity with 9 pockets inside, so loads of storage area, and you've got a 3 litre bladder, so perfect for massive adventures. It's a really nice backpack, loads of features, so big mountain pack, so you've got lots of storage in it, it's really comfortable, it's really adjustable, and it's got Rico, which is like a transponder, so you don't have to do anything, you don't have to turn anything on, it's there effectively on all the time. It acts like a mirror to a radar that's mounted to a helicopter or the search and rescue team's vehicle, so they'll be able to track you down. Materials are really nice on this bag too. It's fully recycled material and waterproof too, but without any of those forever chemicals. So yeah, nice pack. Now if you're wondering what HOG stands for, it's not that Camelbak riders or developers are really big fans of Harley Davidsons. No, it's a really cool acronym standing for hauls a lot of water and gear. Clever. Okay, last but not least, we've got an awesome new bottle. Yeah, I know, bottle from Camelbak. Why is it awesome? Well, so many frames these days do say you can fit a water bottle, but then you go to fit it and to say it's tight would be, well, yeah, a bit misleading. But now, Podium Mini means that if you can fit a cage, you can fit a bottle. It's a really nice 440ml bottle with all the features that you get from a Podium. So you've got a locking valve. You can get a cap as well if you ride in really muddy conditions. And yeah, great little addition. I mean, I might use one on my flat bar gravel XC bike when I go bike packing, and I've got a frame bag because I'll be able to fit this in. Great stuff. Wow, my mind is almost blown. I've got another day to do as well, but there was just so much cool stuff. I mean, some of my favourites, well, Dangerholm's bikes were just incredible. I mean, the Scott kind of Mad Max bike, but then the super light bike, just mind-blowing. Okay, those are my favourites. What about yours? Oh, and if you haven't subscribed already, click that button.